Hey, Mr. Usher here. I'm here to give a general, brief overview for the next project or mini project that I'm going to have you guys do. Basically, it's going to be a social art project. So we just started our social psychology unit here and really haven't gone into many topics with much detail yet. I'm going to be going over some kind of pretty quickly, but I wanted to get this project rolled out pretty early so you guys start thinking about what you want to do for it. Let's take a look at the document, which you should be able to see in the assignment to which this video is attached. It says here this is a Q4 project, quarter 4 project. Basically, what I'm asking you to do is actually something that you might be kind of familiar with if you've taken Mr. Carver's class. He does this project or activity, whatever you want to call it, where he asks you to choose one of the words from a list of vocabulary words, write that word out very clearly on the project. You give a clear definition of it somewhere else, and then you have some kind of artistic or creative illustration that kind of exemplifies this. I know a lot of students use memes and stuff. You can do that if you want. It's awesome. Basically, what I'm asking you to do, as it says here, is to create some kind of physical art project. It's something you should be able to hand into me, and then I can, in theory, if you're okay with it, post on the wall and display to other people. For this, you could use all kinds of creative stuff, as I say here in the green text: poems, song lyrics, photos, cartoons, famous quotes, news clippings, original artwork, whatever you want, as long as, of course, it's school appropriate. I don't want to see something graphic, violent, overly sexualized, that kind of a thing. That should be understood. But yeah, 3 basic ground rules here. Should be pretty simple. The first one, I would think would be so obvious that I wouldn't state it, but put the name of your topic on there, right? I have a list of them at the bottom here. Most of these you will not recognize yet, right? But yeah, these are some suggested topics that I have. Make sure it's stated clearly in pretty big, noticeable text on here, right? I talked, for instance, about group polarization in class before. You can do that as an example, put it in big words on there, and then kind of explain what it is. Anyway, the second part is the creative media, right? There should be some kind of creative media displaying it. Maybe if you did group polarization, you could show some kind of example of, here's a group over here, and here's a group over here, and they're kind of going further and further apart as they discuss this issue, Something to illustrate that, maybe you could have a quote about this phenomenon from a psychologist or from a politician or from, a favorite athlete of yours talking about fans of the teams. The sky's the limit, really. You be creative about it. And then, of course, there is the explanation of the concept in your own words. I'm basically looking for a small printed paragraph about this, or you could write it if you prefer, if that's easier for you, as long as you write it fairly neatly, where you just kind of explain what is this, right? So this phenomenon is should be 3 to 5 clear, coherent sentences, right? Something you should be able to do as a high school student. I think it's reasonable. Yeah, and that's basically it, right? So I suggested the topics, right? You are welcome to pick your own if you really want, as long as you run it by me first. If you pick your own topic and don't run it by me first, there's a chance that I might get the project and say, no, you don't get any points for this because this is really a social psychology topic, right? All the ones I have on the list below, all fair game. As long as you do your project based on that, you'll get at least some points for it. Hopefully, the full points, but anyway, it's going to be due May the 11th by 4 p.m. That's at the end of the day for us teachers, right? So we're here right now on the 22nd. The 11th is here, so that's when it's going to be due. There's a rubric here. It's pretty simple, right? Have the topic clearly stated, have the paragraph, right? Have the media, whether it's, again, like a drawing, picture, poem, what have you. Then here, just the presentation of it. Your name should be clearly on there. You should definitely have this clearly on there so I know who is doing what. It should be creative to some extent. It should be organized, and spelling, grammar, sentence structure, these all matter as well. Anyway, that's basically it. I haven't gone over most of the topics yet, but I will go over most of them by the time we're done with the unit, so don't stress too much. And again, if you have any questions, please email me. Otherwise, I will see you guys on Monday.